Now, with all the news around about online safety following the ongoing Roastbusters saga, how can you be sure your child is safe on the web? Well, one internet giant has tips they say every parent should know to take an active role in keeping your kids safe online. And joining me now is Google's communications manager, Annie Baxter. Annie, thanks for coming in. No, so top tips. Mine would be keep an eye on what the kids are looking at, but of course my kids are young. It's a little bit harder when they're teenagers.
It is harder when they're teenagers, and we know that in many households the teenagers are almost like tech support. They're the ones telling their parents how things work. But with online safety, we think it's really important that parents have the upper hand and actually know the tips and tools, the technology tips they can use to keep things safer.
So let's have a look at these top tips. These are coming out of Google.
That's right. These are some technology tools we have built into our products to actually make sure that the young people using them are safer online.
We're going to put these on our website. Run me through them. Number one, what's the best bit of advice Google can give, or what's the best tip which they've managed to build into their software?
Safe search. Very simple. You can turn it on from any search page in the settings, and what that means, it keeps all text and images that you don't want to see in search results off your computer.
Is this quite fickle, though, as well? Do you find that sometimes you might suddenly you're trying to search for something, but it's picked up on maybe one element of your search, and as a result, it's stopping you successfully searching?
It's a very good filter, and it's actually, pretty broad. It's going to keep a lot of the things you want to see still happening, but it's going to keep out anything that you just aren't going to want to pop up unexpectedly. OK, safe search. Number two? YouTube safety mode. And this is actually linked, so if you have Safe Search on, you'll have YouTube Safety Mode on as well, and that means, again, on your YouTube results page, videos that have been flagged as being suitable for older people only are not going to appear.
Even that's despite the fact YouTube has its own restricted ratings system, doesn't it?
Right. YouTube has community guidelines, and any videos that look like they're violent or inciting violence, have hate speech or harassment, they can be flagged to us, and they will be reviewed by people very quickly, removed from the site if they're unsuitable, or put behind an age restriction.
Number three?
So the next one I would talk about is actually flagging videos on YouTube. Yep. So every video you can flag, it's going to be sent off to reviewed. You can also flag comments. So if there's a comment that you would rather we take a look at and potentially remove, you can flag that to us.
So that's the community working together. And the next one is?
It's on Google+.
Yep.
So Google+ has actually been set up for teenagers differently than for older people. So by default, we make sure that personal information is not being shared, and we actually alert teenagers if people are trying to contact them that are not within their circles.
And the final one?
Final one is our site, Good to Know. So we've put all these resources together for parents to go to this site. If they just Google Good to Know, they're going to see a whole lot of resources and tips from other parents on how they can keep their kids safe.
So, the controls have now been put in, particularly on the home PC and the content. I mean, let's talk about smartphones, other devices. I mean, a lot of these will apply across the board, won't they?
It's a great question, and with Christmas coming up, there will be a lot of new tablets and smartphones coming into households. What we would recommend parents do, actually take them out of the box before you give them to your kids or teenagers and set up all of these filters we just spoke about and make sure that they're actually safe right from the beginning.
Trouble is, you've probably got to ask the kids to show you how to set up the various safeguards as well. But you'll get around that. Tell me, are there any danger signs which parents should be looking out for? I don't know, behaviourally with their kids, how they're using these various devices, or maybe even what they're searching for. Is there any way parents can just try and preempt this?
Yeah, I think what everyone, will tell you is that a parent being there while the child is searching is the safest. But if a parent has set up their account and has web history turned on, they could actually go in and see what some of the previous searches have been, and maybe sit down and talk with their child about some of the things they're searching for, which sets up a good conversation.
Annie, at Google, do you find that people who are putting a lot of this information people are trying to put on the web deliberately to try and reach young people, are they a step ahead? Is it an ongoing thing, this?
We think we're a step ahead. So we have huge teams of people that are looking on the security side, on the child safety side, and actually working very hard to stay ahead of them. So it's an ongoing challenge, but we certainly work very hard to have the upper hand.
Annie Baxter from Google, thanks for your time. And as I said, those various methods which Google is imposing to... You're going to say this, aren't you? Is on our website.
Yeah, it's on our website, on our Facebook page, so you can look at those 5 tips.